I see it all.
Welcome, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. I know I'm running a little late, but I'm here. I want to thank you all for waiting for me and still being here when I got here. So today is Tuesday at 5 p.m. and we're going to have a great show for you guys today. So just stand by. My guest is in the green room. We had a change of guests, actually. Miss Naima had a different an engagement that was last minute, so she sent a substitute, somebody brand new to the show, and I'm looking forward to finding out all about him myself. So the first thing I like to do is give a shout out. Always like to give a shout out to my mentor, Dr. Hunt. Dr. Hunt and I have been working together for 30 plus years. And out of those 30 plus years, he has been a blessing to both me and my family, as well as I have been a blessing to both him and his family. And the reason why I talk about mentors as much as I do, because I want you guys to get a mentor, someone that you can count on, someone that can be there for you when you least expect it. They got an answer for you. And then I want you to get a show and shout them out. Okay? So look, that's what we're doing today. We're shouting out mentors. All right, now, moving right along, I want to invite you guys to go over to my website, askdr-ron.com. When you get over there, I want you to check out everything on the website. I want you to notice that you can watch the show directly from the website. You'll be able to see every show live right there on the website. Then I want you to check out all of my advertisers. These are a few of them listed here. RRJ Web. If you have a website that is broken and needs to be fixed, RRJ Web can help fix it for you. And then there's SMJ Group. If you're interested in getting your taxes for your business worked out, even those that are late on their IRS tax deadline, he can help you. And then there's Port Again Sam. Port Again Sam has been with me for 15 plus years, and he brings in some of the best wines and spirits from all over the world. And if you're interested in finding out what your new favorite wine is, I want you to reach out to them, set up a wine tasting, and you'll be able to find out what your new wine is. Now, the last but not least that I'm going to talk about today is Prince Hunter Financial Group. Now, Prince Hunter Financial Group is offering 4 free classes to anyone that reaches out to them. For those that are interested in learning about the stock market or the Forex market, you can reach out to them and they will teach you 4 free classes. That'll get you started. It'll help you understand what the market is and help you understand how you can create a fortune in the stock market. So like I said at the top of the show, we have a brand new guest to the show today. He's filling in for Miss Naima. I am at a loss because I appreciate this brother filling in, Mr. Gary Hunter. I hope I got your website up there right. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is what was sent to me earlier. So we're gonna.
News is the shotnewslive.com.
Okay, well I messed up. Okay, I got the shot news.
All subject to human error.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So welcome to the show. So while I fix that, why don't you, you say it's the Shot News Live?
Yep.com.
Okay, I'm going to fix that while you tell the people about who you are.
If I was from the country, I did say I'm a little country boy from Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, but I'm just a country boy from Detroit, that never technically. I can't even say that. Let me back up. I'm a city boy raised by a country man with a
Okay.
southern root mother who have been given the opportunity of lifetimes over and over again, preaching 44 years, owner of the largest black newspaper right now in the country, the fastest growing newspaper, the only independent newspaper to ever travel with a president for a full term. And I did the whole 8 years, or technically 16 years with President Obama. I've traveled with 7 other presidents. I have the largest, what they say, arsenal of presidential and civil rights photos of any one independent person. I've traveled the globe covering our news, our way, our people. My paper is primarily a photo paper. I own the Detroit Times and the Shot News. The Shot News was created because I kept waiting on writers to turn in stories. And what people don't know, President Obama is the only president to travel to all 51 states and territories as a sitting president. When we went to Puerto Rico, he was the first sitting president to go to Puerto Rico in 50 years. And in 2012, I ain't gonna make y'all do the math, in 50 years, the last president that went there as a president, not a candidate, was John F. Kennedy. So I've been fortunate enough to do 46 states, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, and then opening of Cuba. At that time, being the only African-American that came from Detroit independently to travel with President Obama to the opening communication of Cuba back and forth. And I mean, the list goes on and on. And, you know, I've pastored internationally and nationally. I was a pastor in Toronto, Canada for 7 years. I pastored in Detroit and in Las Vegas. Y'all think it's hell. You don't even know how much hell it is there, to be honest with you. We think we got hell other places. We think we've been invaded in our privacy in Detroit and Chicago. I hear people talking about it. Hell, everywhere, I was going to say, but the bathroom, they probably got cameras in the bathroom. Anywhere you go, there's a camera in Vegas. There's no such thing as what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas because y'all bring it home. Somebody talk to me. The value of whatever I say all leads back to my faith. And God giving me the promise that I exercise the right to earn by having faith. And I'm tired of folk grabbing God out of church, grabbing God out the Bible, and when they lead the Bible and the instructions, it's like, I just got a new car. I'm in it now. I just picked it up Friday. There's some stuff I don't know yet. I'm going to learn it because I'm driving it.
Right.
I just learned it took me a half a tank of gas to go from Chicago all the way to Detroit, and I'm still driving around on another half a tank of gas. I just learned that. You have to learn about the prosperity that God has for you every day, every minute. The empowerment of your faith, which comes from hearing. If you don't hear, God said, I don't have to hear you. And I know a lot of folk don't like that because we into this, I love you, Jesus. Jesus love me. Jesus love me. Well, hell, there's some instructions to Jesus loving you. Somebody talk to me. The value of God loving you comes with instructions. The instructions have requirements, which gives you your faith, which releases your favor. Don't get me started. Which also
it's too late.
gives you a cosmic effect.
Yeah, it's too late. You didn't get started.
Releases your favor. Your favor gives you a new, you better hear me, gratitude releases a new attitude, which gives you a new latitude, which gives you the empowerment to release your faith in the proper perspective to receive your favor. You see others being blessed, it ain't because of what they are, who they are. It's because you ain't doing what you need to do to be blessed. You can't see them, somebody talk to me, in their suffering because you don't see you when you get in a faithful space, when you get in a grateful space, some things you don't even see no more. I just walk in the favor that God has me because of the faith that I have in him. And he told Jeremiah, if they don't hear you, Jeremiah, if they don't hear the man of God, I won't hear their prayer or their cry. People don't like to hear that because they think God hears every prayer. He doesn't. Because there's another scripture that says, some of these are not of my fold. So as we walk by faith, as I watch the beginning of the year, a black man take Hakeem take the seat of being the ranking member of the U.S. Congress for the Democrats. As I watch Stephen Horsher become the chairman of the Black Caucus, a black man. As I watch Congresswoman Karen Bass be inaugurated and sworn in by the first black woman vice president, while she becomes the first black woman mayor of the largest city in the country. Then yesterday, I watched, I think, the youngest mayor, black mayor of a major city, one of the top three. Right now, the top three largest cities in the country is 2 black men and a black woman.
Yep.
Mama, if you ain't got it by now, you need to give your kids up. You need to teach your children about faith and hope, because each one of them talk about their faith and how God brought them. And yeah, they had some falls, and yeah, they had some difficulties, but their faith. You think you can put your child in a different zip code and drive them to school in a 3-letter car, and somebody talk to me, and give them processed foods for their mind not to even work right, because a lot of them don't cook, and you're going to end up with a Jordan or a Barack, hell to the no, to the 15 power, to the 99 level, to the hell, to the no. We've got to build the character of faith, which lends us the authority of favor, which releases the authority of the cosmic effect of God dispatching the blessings in our behalf. And I hope that I told you enough about me.
Absolutely, man. Look, I'm blessed to have you in my presence. You know, I'm blessed. Now, look, are you still in Chicago?
I'm in Detroit right now. I got back last night. I own the paper, so I finished the inauguration. I did the distribution. I did the distribution across Michigan, coming from that way, and I got to here this morning and I got back to my house at 4:00 in the morning after doing distribution all over downtown in the West Side. Because we got to learn what hard work does. Right. Hard work gives you the freedom of being healthy, number one. Hear what I said? I didn't say wealthy. Healthy. The average person that hang out with me can't keep up with me.
I understand.
The empowerment of your health is keep moving. And if that's not good enough, watch this. It's hard for them to lie on you when they don't know where you are.
I know that's right. I'm
in Chicago one day, LA another day, DC another day. So you didn't lie to me because you saw me today. You didn't lie to me. Yeah, yesterday, this morning in Chicago, I wasn't even in Chicago. What they say, boy, girl, bye.
So you were in Chicago for the inaugural of the new mayor here.
Couldn't miss it.
And then you jetted out and went back to Detroit. Now, I'm very familiar with Detroit. I got family in Detroit, you know. So I was going to pick on you, but after I found out you was a pastor, I can't mess with you now. You know, I got to leave you alone because let
it roll. It ain't your fault you're in Indiana. You might be a little confused about, what a real city is and what it did.
Oh, Lord, here we go. Well, and the reason why I say that, because, my nephews, they grew up, Southfield, which is outside of Detroit.
Which is not Detroit. It's the fake they think.
It's the suburb.
It's the fake thing they got it made in a swampland.
Okay. And, when they come, my sister went to school over there at the University of Michigan. So when she would come back and forth between Detroit and Chicago, we used to pick on her now husband of 40 years, 50 years. He'd been in the family so long, I can't even think when he wasn't in the family, you know. But I remember we used
that's
to
when you could
teach.
get a real husband and a real wife.
Yeah, you know. So, but my brother-in-law is solid as a rock, man. I've been part of his family. He's been a part of my family, and we got this thing in the black family called signifying. You know, you know. So when he come over here or we go over there, we gonna get some, signifying in. But it's all in fun. It's
Right.
all in fun, you know. So I've witnessed, him and how he raised his three boys and how he has, because all three of his boys are in sports. He was a football player, and he raised all my nephews to be a part of football. Now they're coaching and they're all working together, working on young people, getting them into the game the right way. So, but yeah, Detroit has always been a fun place to go to, and be able to get things done. Now, um, let's back up a little bit. I want to talk about what you witnessed at the inaugural in Chicago on yesterday. And I know it was press coverage going on, and there were a lot of people, from all over the country that were there. But by you being there, I would like to get your opinion on what you saw.
I saw the combination of love, hope, respect, and God unfolding.
Mm-hmm.
He gave us fresh air. He gave us hope because he looks even younger than he is. He gave us aspiration because his energy for his age, with his intelligence coming from his lips. And that's why I tell people, just shut up. Sometimes you just need to shut up. And if I learned nothing else, when I was traveling with President Obama, I would watch how he took his time and he spoke when it was necessary. I grew up in the civil rights era. My oldest son's godfather was Dr. Abernathy. So I grew up around the Kings and the Abernathys and Young and all the rest of them. So I see things different because I don't believe in the hype that we have successfully won anything.
Come on now.
We are still struggling to fight to become normal when every other, what word I'm looking for? Every other battle has jumped on the backs of civil rights.
Mm-hmm.
And what we saw yesterday is a man that included the other things that everybody want to throw out in front of us. But he did not omit blacks.
Right.
He did not. He looks at, I think he had 2 sons and 1 daughter.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at what he's got to deal with as a repercussion of what he don't do could also affect them. He looks at a black woman as a wife.
Mm-hmm.
And he made mention yesterday, his wife is really living history. She's the first black first lady.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say it again. She's the first Chicago black first lady. Harold Washington didn't have one. I thought Sawyer was married, but apparently they've done the math.
Mm-hmm.
And the previous man had a white wife.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a whole nother ballpark. Our goal cannot be to keep walking in these rooms and forgetting who we are.
Right.
And he made us feel yesterday that we will not be forgotten.
Absolutely.
He made us feel a sense of hope, inclusion, respect, and a whole lot of dignity.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
now,
in
did you go? Did you go to the ball last night as well?
I didn't go to the ball, but I went to his first, just like I did with Karen Bass. I went to his first signing of the bill. He did 4 executive orders yesterday for the children and jobs, for the labor, and something to deal with homelessness, I think. And then I forgot the fourth one. Because to me, that's essential. And I got it. I wish I'd have been thinking about it. I got those moments to be captured in the paper. And when you went to Chicago, and I don't know how good y'all can see this, or if when you went to Chicago, I captured those moments with him and Jesse. I want our children to see that we are visual people.
Right.
If you can see it, you can almost believe it. How do we teach them faith if they've never seen anything in the physical first? Show me what I can do with the ball game. Don't just tell me we're going to have a ball game and you never take me to the ball park.
That's right.
I can dream of being a player if you can show me the basics. And what we do in a lot of these communities is assume children have the understanding, the mindset, the faith, or the guidance to be able to fight off all this evil out here in this world. They just can't do it.
Right.
Demons are real. Evil spirits are real. And if we omit what they're battling, we'll omit them having the power to battle it when it comes. So whether it's sexual perversion, whether it's drugs, whether it's illicit behavior, whether it's violence, whether it's guns, whether it's tattoos, whether it's piercings, all those things come with a behavior pattern of spirits. And that's saved or unsaved. I always tell people, if you don't fill your child with God, who you think gonna fill him up?
Well, come on now.
Fill him up at least with the acknowledgement of who his maker was. Now, if you don't believe in God, that's on you. You don't believe that something is out there, that's on you. When he said, what? I've gone to and fro sin who I may devour, destroy and kill. And you think he's going to leave your daughter out? He's going to leave your son out? As I say always, hell to the no, to the no, 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 to the XYZ chromosome type C, XYZ, no. God is in the division business. He ain't in the multiplying business.
I know that's right. So when you left the events on yesterday, you felt encouraged for the city of Chicago.
I felt more than encouraged, man. That man gives you such a passionate, I was close in proximity to him. He just has such a warm spirit. And I know they're rushing him because who he is in the whole 9 yards. I think at some junction, we're going to realize the blessing that are among us. Sometimes we don't see the blessing. Mark my words this day. We're going to see much out of him. Because some things he's going to want to do, other things he's going to be forced to do.
Absolutely.
You don't become the mayor of the third largest city in the country.
Absolutely.
And not have to learn some lessons.
Now, of course you understand, being in Detroit, because Detroit has a similar type of makeup. I can't hear you. You faded out. I can't hear you. Okay. You in Detroit has a similar type makeup as Chicago does. There are those that are in City Hall that are responsible for taking care of everybody. And then there are those that have privileges above everybody else. So how do you think he's going to handle dealing with the powers to be in a city like Chicago? I know you're not him, but I know you're feeling something from him that is encouraging you But then the real test hasn't begun yet. They just still having the party. Like today he hit the ground running, trying to see what's what, making appearances. But, and I'm going to take you back, like when you were following Obama around. See, Obama had to be president for everybody. He couldn't just be president for just one race of people. He wasn't just a black president.
And we're still going in rooms saying that he didn't do what it really wasn't even his obligation to do. President is not miracle maker.
Right.
And what bothers me when I go in these rooms is they're stuck on trying to make him a miracle worker.
Yeah, it's too late now. He's a former president. He ain't even the current president. But and the current president ain't even trying to help us.
President, he didn't have the power to override who he was.
Right, that's right.
We confused president with Messiah.
Mm. And they didn't want to do that because he kept saying he was a Muslim.
Oh, the biggest joke, and I did a picture of President Obama when he was praying one time at Sandy Hook. And it's amazing how they claimed he was a Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
Attacked his church pastor.
Right, Jeremiah Wright.
You can't be a Muslim and go to church.
Right.
Well, you can be, but make up your mind.
Right. Yep. And look, and that was your last president, Trump, that kept on stirring that hornet's nest up, And
that's a demon of a whole nother kind. And I say this, being mindful that we have a scripture that gives us what demons do and who's willing to face the demons. When the wild man had the demons released from him, the pigs decided, and this is what I say to people, y'all will let demons live in y'all, and the pigs were smart enough to know that if a demon gonna be in me, I don't even want to live.
Right. That's right. That's right.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
What do we want? How do we want it?
So do you feel like that the Chicago mayor is prepared for the battle that is ahead of him? And they're going to be coming from all sides,
I mean, they're already coming, I'm quite sure. I think what may be to his advantage, not mentioning any names, the powers that used to be have dwindled out and been phased out. Mm-hmm. But there's a whole new level of statewide control, countywide control, and city. The question is, do we know what the infrastructure looks like anymore?
That's a good question.
And I can say that in the silence of watching President Obama, knowing that he had came through the ranks in Chicago and Illinois, but knowing that I watch him ignore a whole lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I want us to reap the benefits of the hope for another generation.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be a wonderful thing. You said you came up during the civil rights movement, and I'm sure you saw Harold Washington and what he did when he first came into office.
I was his religious in the first and the second campaign. I was his religious coordinator going to churches during the campaign.
Okay.
Matter of fact, Tim Evans, who's now the chief judge, me and him smiled and laughed about it yesterday. He was telling his friend, he said, he was telling us about me being him. He used to be my boss, because he was chief of staff. And the key is everybody's wondering who's really in charge.
Right.
And I really want to know, the mayor made a real strong point yesterday.
Okay.
Can we do this as a collective union?
He said that.
Not me, not you, us.
Right.
Many marriages don't work because she think, he think, not we think.
I heard that. Yes.
I told somebody yesterday, I was talking to him, and it was a group, and I said, quit wanting a man to wake up and be a man when you, excuse my language, deballed him. You created him to do what you want, to say what you want, to buy what you want. Now that you need him to be a man, you've gotten bored because you deballed him.
Right. That's right.
Let a man be a man, and you'll be happier at the end.
That's right.
A woman that don't let a man be a man will eventually buy her own misery.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, why you ain't married? Because I'm not willing to be a child. I want to earn a woman. I don't want to buy a woman. It ain't about my car. It ain't about my address. It ain't about my job. It ain't about my prestige. Can you let me earn you through love, passion? If I love you, I'm not going to see you hungry. If I love you, I ain't going to see you naked. If I love you, I ain't going to see you outdoors. If you let me love you,
absolutely.
We stress mayors, cities, and county execs, and presidents, and senators, and congresspeople stress because they get deballed from being the leaders that they ought to be. It's no different than the relationship that we have in our communities. Everything goes back to God and order. When you let order take its place, everything else falls in place.
Absolutely.
The minute you don't let them, first of all, don't tell me what men ain't stepping up. That's a male in a man's body is not a man. But his mama deballed him, his friends deballed him, his woman girlfriends deballed him. Now you want him to be a man.
Look, that's gonna preach all by itself.
I tell them, y'all want a man who y'all think can get, who gonna take you to dinner, who gonna buy all this. I mean, you go to dinner and they want to get $60, $70 worth of drinks. We ain't even got the meal yet.
Right.
And I'm wrong for being fiscally responsible, but you don't want a man to be broke, but you want to break him. Right. Ooh, don't make me preach up in here.
You already preaching, you know.
And I'm not less of a man because I'm responsible with the financial distribution of my own earnings.
That's right.
We have taught men in our communities to be fiscally irresponsible and then get mad because we don't have better communities.
That's true.
But they say, boy, bye.
Yeah. Now let me ask you a question. Now I heard you say a little while ago that you were here in Chicago. So how long have you been in Detroit?
Even though I lived in Chicago, I lived in Atlanta, I lived in LA, I lived in Toronto, I lived across the country.
Okay.
And out the country. I've always had a place in Detroit.
Okay. So Detroit you consider home.
This month marks the year of my brand new house. I didn't realize it till the other day that God let me keep my house for a year and do what I've always told people: make sure you own a house first, then get you a good car. And I started shouting when I was driving back from Detroit. From Chicago. I literally shouted. A year ago this month, I got my new house. Mm-hmm. And then God just gives me a brand new luxury SUV.
Well, what you got? Brag about it.
I ain't gonna need to brag about it.
Go on, brag about it. What you got?
The Mercedes 450, the big
truck.
All
right now.
SUV.
All right. And that's a highway car too. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I didn't believe it. It only took a half a tank of gas, and it's good on gas.
Yeah, that's what's up. So I know we only got about 10 minutes left in this broadcast, you know, and we started a little late, y'all, but I'm going to have Gary come back and visit with us on purpose another time. He was just filling in for Naima because Naima had another engagement. That emergency popped up, and Gary, was at the event on yesterday, and he came by and was kind enough to sit in with us. But I want to talk about your newspaper. I think I got it right. The shotnewslive.com. I got it right this time.
Now, we're
So I
working
want to
on
talk.
the website, but you will go on there and see the page, and you'll be able to know where to go back to. We're working on revamping and updating the whole 9 yards. So you'll have a landing page.
And look, and I got a guy that can help you with all of that. All you gotta do is go to my guy. He'll fix everything for you. So
give him my number. Tell him to call me in about 20 minutes.
Okay. So look, what I want to do is
other company that don't just have him call me.
Yeah, I look. You ain't even got to go into details.
Yeah.
Look, he fixes problems on the internet all the time. So what I want to do is talk about your newspaper because you have a dinosaur. All right, print papers don't exist anymore. So do you see that this is something that's going to make a resurgence, back into the community? I know the Citizen here in Chicago, they don't have that anymore like they used to. A lot of the newspaper that were Suburban Standard, all of these newspapers that used to be in the Chicago area, they have kind of faded out. So you're in this for a reason, and I just want to get your mindset on that.
Let me help any mother, any father, any son, any daughter that has a business. Follow your dream.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a trend. It's not go pay some consultant for their great foolish mind. You paying them to tell you what God told you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Who controls the online distribution? They do. Mm-hmm. If you think I'm lying,
no, you're right.
Anybody in the media knows that we get these reports if you belong to the right media source.
That's right. They'll send us a feed, and look, all of them, NPR, all of them.
People don't even. You can't wait to click skip when you're watching videos on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Watch this. Remember how all your friends used to come up on Facebook and on Instagram? Whoever you wanted to see it could see it.
Right.
And now it seems like you don't get but 20 people that respond. Then later you'll see, like I seen one where I had like 60,000 people. Where I had deleted 80,000 comments on my website. Now that's on the one that you go and look at if you go to it right now. Mm-hmm. With nothing on it. It was 79,000 comments.
Mm-hmm.
I had deleted 79 when I said, well, let me get a screenshot of this. They determine the outcome of what you do when they have the content controller.
The algorithm, that's right. They control.
Guess who controls the distribution of this?
You do.
I took it to Chicago. I had it in Indiana. I had it in Wisconsin. There was people at at two places I went to. Somebody from Texas. Matter of fact, somebody from Georgia called me yesterday saying, would I fly in to do pictures? Have camera wheel travel? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I determine the distribution.
Right. Now, are you a one-man operation or do you have a crew?
I have a semi-crew. You know how we are with black businesses. I have a semi-crew, but technically I'm flying out. I'm driving out. I'm doing the pictures. I'm doing the stories. I'm doing everything. I told you. I didn't tell you. The Shot News was created outside of the Detroit Times, which I own, because I kept waiting on writers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there waiting on President Obama to come out. We're in Chicago. And I'm sitting there with a guy who we waiting on a story. And I said, man, what's up with your girl? I ain't got my story. He said, I ain't got my story either.
Mm.
I said, excuse me? And you got to listen to God. When you in tune, you got to listen to God. I said, I'm going to start a paper where the picture tells the story.
Mm.
and I have not looked back. I can't keep up with the subscriptions. I don't even do subscriptions. We got mailing lists that are like we have 400,000 in the Michigan Wayne County area, Detroit, 490,000 that we do, which is voters. Then that ain't including the non-voters that we delivered to. That ain't including Chicago. That ain't including Atlanta. We do a lot of churches and events. So I got to go back to those same churches in the same districts and the same communities. So when I'm in D.C., Virginia, Maryland, doing the distribution, I know where I'm going. When I'm in New York, I know where I send it to New York and I send it to L.A. because it's churches and community people that just want it.
Okay.
I come to Gary or either what's the other little part, the little pop-up part around Saturday night. Well, I come there and several people meet me sometimes halfway from Chicago or either in Michigan City. And, so I'm fortunate. I don't think I'll ever get out of print. Even if I got, maybe if I got 10 million followers on there and they were all paying, I would go. But it wouldn't make no sense because people love the print.
Gotcha.
They love it. I mean, let me just open it up for you. You get 4 pages. You get 4 pages of pictures.
Right.
Well,
gotcha.
Who's doing that?
Right. I got you.
I take you in the room.
Right.
And you feel like you've been there.
Absolutely. I got you.
I mean, it's a challenge for people to understand because of what the world is telling them. Not what they telling them. When I was a student, I mean, who else gonna do that?
Right. I got you.
All the country people.
Look. I feel like I'm missing out on something, man. I ain't got one in my house.
There's something wrong with that picture.
Look, I'm gonna have to get one of them.
Wait,
we got look. I'm gonna have you back again. Okay? So
hold up 1 second. Who else gives you this?
I got you.
That's the King celebration. This is last week's paper.
Got
That's
you.
the King celebration and Bernie's King's birthday party.
Got you.
Who else
Got
doing
you.
that? That's
I got you.
That's the King Award ceremony.
Okay. That's what's up.
Wait a minute. I do what I do because God has given me the grace and the mercy and the privilege of being able to do it. And when God gives you something to do, you just got to do it and do it at your best will.
All right now. Well, look, I always have 2 questions I have to ask before each show comes to an end. The first question is,
you want to know how to make out the check? The check is made payable to one American.
The first question is, will you come back and visit with me again?
As soon as you let me.
All right. Now, the second question is, now I know that they can find you right there at the shotnewslive.com, and we're going to get the website straight, so don't even worry about what y'all see now. We're going to fix it. The second question is, what would you like? Okay, we lost. There he is. He popped back in. All right, the second question is, what would you like to leave with the people before you leave today?
I just want you, first of all, to thank God for Dr. Ron having this opportunity to meet whoever God gives him the privilege of getting. Then I need you to tune in, not only today, but I need you to tune in every opportunity so God can bless you, bless others. I need you to realize the value that we reap what we sow. And when we're selfish with others, God allows others to be selfish with us. Then I need you to do this. I need you to invest in whatever he's doing because all of us takes money to do what we're doing. And I don't know if he puts up a site where you can give to him, but I need you to seriously invest in the possibility of your child being blessed by somebody else.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I just want you to see it, receive it, believe it, and then act on it. I need you to know that every time we can learn, it's a possibility that we'll grow. And when we grow, we'll be able to go. And just so you know it, when you open the door for somebody, God opens the door for you. Don't
Absolutely.
be selfish today. If I can say nothing else to you, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of stuff not seen. Stop trying to see. Believe and just do.
Absolutely.
And then God will let you see. You better hear this. Hear this. God will let you see what you shouldn't have saw. Because after that scripture, go down to the 27th or 28th verse, it said, and when their faith had been proven, I had greater things for them. And what I want y'all to get today is to go get greater.
All right now.
Y'all go.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Look, you stay right there in the green room. I want to thank Gary Hunter for being on the show today. He will be back with me soon, so y'all look out for him. We're going to get whatever we need to get straight to get him on here, and we're going to enjoy it again. So thank you once again, my brother. The first thing I want to do is invite everybody out to come check me out on tomorrow, Wednesday, on Street News Now for the noon report. We will be there tomorrow at 12 noon. So thank you guys for coming out and checking us out each and every Wednesday. Also, I want to invite you guys out each and every Saturday from the desk of Dr. Ron. Please come check me out each and every Saturday, and you will have an opportunity to hear what's on the mind of Dr. Ron. And please, I want to thank everybody that have made contributions and donations up to this time. I want to thank you guys. You guys have done a great job help supporting what we have done here on the Ask Dr. Ron show. Keep up the good work. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Please subscribe, like, and share. And I look forward to seeing you guys on tomorrow. You all take care, be careful, and be safe. Peace.